Damn, that was a lot of democracy we just spread.
Yeah, we sure gave him a cup of liberty.
Anyway, should we start a podcast?
Hell yeah, we should start a podcast.
By the way, where the heck is Charlie?
Oh no.
Hey guys, what's your ETA? Hello? Hey guys? Housekeeping?
Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the show where we talk about gaming, movies, and everything nerdy. I'm Pardo.
And I am Strict9s, and joining us is everybody's favorite healer and support, Mr. Charlie Hustle.
Thank you.
And today joining us is Corey, also known as Shankovich.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the party. We've got some sweet tunes for you tonight.
Excellent.
And if you guys are joining us, we are live every Sunday night here on my Twitch and Pardo's Twitch. And you can catch every recorded video on my YouTube channel. Link is in my bio. I'm still having connection issues, by the way.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I'm like freezing and unfreezing.
It seems like you're good now.
Yeah, the bar is like moving back and forth. It's giving me an issue. All of this will be cut out, by the way.
I assume so.
Yeah.
They really go hard with their dead air. It's really good.
There's no dead air on YouTube.
Soft jazz in the background.
Oh yeah, that's a must.
Nah, man, we're gonna have some yacht rock in the background.
Well, speaking of music, our guest today, Corey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you know this clown up here, my co-host, Mr. Pardo?
Yeah, I do radio. Like, I started right out of the Navy. I went to school, got my mass communication degree in broadcasting, and I sent out a bunch of reels, and no one called me back for a good month. And I started a bookstore job, and then they called me back. And I started out in producing a morning show. So I had to be up at 5 a.m. every morning, which being outright like out of the Navy by a couple of years, that didn't really hurt my sleep schedule. But eventually I got my own midday show, and then I've been doing it for about 6 years now. So yeah.
That's awesome.
That is, and you are kind of in the same realm as us as streamers and creators. So I figured this, when Pardo told us about you joining us, I thought that would be an excellent addition to joining us for the night. I did read over your bio a little bit, and I did notice there was something in there that you said before you got started, you had reached out to a radio station and asked them for tips of the trade or what you need to do to get into it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that was what you meant, but I was wondering, what did they tell you when you called them?
First, they were really mad because I did not answer a phone call that they sent me at like 8 o'clock at night. And after that, I was like, oh, my bad. And then I was like, hey, what's the deal? What do I have to do to like get on air, jump into it? Like, this is my degree. I want to actually use it. And then finally they were like, well, you gotta do your dues. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And so they ended up making me do my dues by producing a morning show, which was syndicated in our area. So I had to produce all the breaks. I had to produce I was working like 5 hours a day in the morning, and that was tons of fun. And then eventually, once a couple of people started getting fired, that's whenever they're like, hey, that was Corey kid in there. See what he does. And yeah, from there, I jumped on air, and I've been doing it ever since. Basically bullshitting a lot. And that's what I do for a living.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's really exciting, actually. You hate country music, correct?
Yeah. Never was into it. I liked alternative rock. I want to be an alternative rock DJ. There is a character from like That 70s Show where it's like, it's the radio station guy. No, it's the actual like person that Donna starts working for.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
Weird
Hot Donna.
looking. Yeah, Hot Donna like worked with this dude who just like, he had this velvety voice, but when he jumped on, it's just like this freaking nerdy dude. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I could do this shit. And that's what I wanted to do. And I was like, man, I'd be really good at alternative. I've been listening to alternative radio since I was like 11, and I got my first boombox. And then they're like, yeah, all we have right now is country music. And I was like, okay, let me try that out. And I'm like, I have no idea about any of these people. I do know more now. I've been doing it for freaking 6 years, but I had no idea about any of the people in country music, any of the new people. I had no idea who they were. I only knew the people that were around when my parents were listening to it, like from the 80s and the 90s. So it was a big thing. And then we went to classic country, and I was like, fuck, I know this shit.
Yeah, that's the good shit. That's the good shit.
I didn't have to bullshit as hard. Yeah. Now I do. Like, I do have to, because
right. Well, if you didn't know, Strict Nines was in a band.
He's in a band?
Not a country band. Not a country band.
He was in a band.
I didn't know if you were like breaking out a banjo. I was like, dude.
No, country music is probably my least favorite of every single genre. I listen to anything else but country. I listen to like foreign music before I listen to country.
I was about to ask if you listened to the new Beyonce album. I was like, bro, did you listen?
that either. I don't listen.
Top female country artist of the year.
Oh yeah.
Do you interview people?
Every once in a while, yeah. Yeah. My first interview, I was 16 years old, and I interviewed Kid Rock at a Hooters. And he wanted to give me alcohol.
That's really cool.
That's cool. I was going to ask you, what was like the craziest thing that happened during an interview?
Oh, definitely that one. Like a 16-year-old, like I was an intern at the time at like rock radio station, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go do an interview with Kid Rock?" I was like, "Okay." And I was talking to him, and he was already intoxicated, just asking him ballpark questions, and he seemed to be having a good time. And of course, it's Hooters, and beer's flowing, and Kid Rock's rocking. And he's like, "Hey man, you want one?" I was like, "I should. My mom's over there. Probably wouldn't go too well."
That's cool.
That's great. Okay. All right. So just to keep up to date, we have a few movies that are coming out. I saw that there was an announcement for 28 Years Later. I saw the trailer for that. I'm a big fan of 28 Days Later, big fan of 28 Weeks Later. It's one of my favorite zombie films because the zombies are running at you. The intensity is it's just there. It's just running zombies are the number one fucking best like horror thing ever. So yeah, 28 years later. It's weird because I skipped months, and that kind of confused me a little bit. Good movie series. I hope I'm looking forward to it.
Sonic 3 looks interesting. Keanu Reeves as Shadow. I saw some behind the scenes for that. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know he was going to do that until I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
He actually went in and redubbed a bunch of scenes from the video game that they're going to be releasing.
Really?
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. It's Keanu's voice.
As Shadow?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That is pretty cool. He's been a lot lately. He's been kind of everywhere in the animated realm lately.
Yeah, speaking of that, he's been in Secret Level.
He was. Did you guys all watch that?
I am fully caught up to date with it. I don't know if anyone else is. I don't want to spoil anything.
I watched them all in like the day they came out. I didn't wait. They're not very long. They're only like 20-30 minutes long.
A busy man like Mr. Shankovich over here, though, he's having a rough time keeping up.
It's true. Like having a little kid, having a 2-year-old, just finding time to watch my own shows. A lot of the time, I'm just on my phone. So that's where I stream everything.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah. Just I wanted to hit some key episodes. I'm not gonna get into detail about them. Sifu was one of the top 3 for me, along with Warhammer and the Unreal Tournament, because I literally like all 3 of those games, and I'm working on Warhammer right now, but Sifu I beat, and the show that series was so good compared. If you played the game and know the story, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and Warhammer, like I haven't played any of the Warhammer games, but that episode was fucking gnarly. That episode was like when they, I don't want to like spoil it for people, but when they go into that first fight sequence, you're just like, holy shit! Like they're just like tearing through people. It's like butter, dude. They're just like, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if the trailers are like that in the games. I'm not sure, but I mean, I was just blown away. That the
trailers are pretty badass.
Yeah,
I'm playing Space Marine 2 currently. I was just playing it like a week ago, and yeah, it's like that.
It's like that. And is that character at the end? Is he in the Titus? Is he in the game?
Titus is that's your main character in the campaign.
I figured it was something like that.
So a lot of the lore I had more knowledge on. So it was kind of nice to watch a series on that.
Yeah. So you can watch it as either someone who knows the genre or doesn't, because like I enjoyed it and I know nothing about it, and he is a fan, so it kind of works for anybody really.
Yeah.
Isn't it also a tabletop game, right?
It is. It actually started. I think that's where most of the lore is from. Is the tabletop game? I think, if I'm not wrong.
Like Dungeons. And
I always wanted to Yeah, I always wanted to paint those little figurines.
Yeah, that's like the
Go
big
play
part
with the
of game.
adolescents or 55-year-old balding men that are there at the comic book shop.
Hey, what's wrong with
Pardo ran a comic book shop, so you better watch out. He was running a card shop.
the trading simulator game? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Come again.
Another show. I don't know if everyone's caught up on Skeleton Crew. I wanted to talk about that too. I absolutely love it because I love pirate films. I like Goonies, and I was in the Navy. Like I like old ships, like in Pirates of the Caribbean. You know how they had like Queen Anne's Revenge and all that cool shit. And, like this is like Star Wars and pirate stuff put together. Treasure Island, Treasure Planet, Muppet Treasure Island, fucking all those movies. Muppet Treasure Island was good.
Muppet Treasure Island still holds up.
Yeah, it does hold up.
Come on.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Like from somebody who's into like special effects and doing all that kind of stuff, I thought it was really great that they brought back puppets. They did a lot of puppeteering, and even the directors were saying that they were so excited to have like, you know, practical effects and puppets on set.
Yeah.
And I thought they just did such a good job, and like to get those kids to like act when there's nothing really there. I watched a little kind of behind the scenes, and I was like, that was pretty impressive because the show overall is just fun. It's just fun to watch. I really
good.
like it.
It's a good solid like 9.5 for me. I'm not even joking. That's just me on a personal note. Like I think it's like if I wasn't being so biased, it'd be probably like a solid 8 though.
Yeah, and I really like that droid. It's like, you know,
that's my talking point is SM33. Swear to God.
Really? Yeah, he was great when he's like, "Don't touch my captain." You know, that whole scene.
I like how they gave him like a peg leg and a one eye, like a cat, like a fucking pirate, and he's got his own. Instead of a parrot, he's got a rat.
Yeah, whatever that thing is.
This shit's fucking awesome. Who the fuck wouldn't like that shit?
Well, we don't want to ruin too much.
We're gonna get to Treasure Planet, guys. Let's bask in the glory.
Exactly. It's Star Wars and Treasure Planet.
Well, technically, it is about a treasure planet, right? That's the whole
point
of the show.
It is about a
treasure planet. Yeah, because they're coming from a
treasure planet.
I can't remember where that planet
at Aden.
But where did we hear about that? Because I know I've heard it somewhere. I don't know if it was on Clone Wars or so. I've seen it somewhere. I just can't remember where.
We'll have to look that up at a later. Yeah, sometime.
I thought maybe one of you knew, but
I don't know.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good show. I definitely recommend. Corey, you haven't been able to watch it, but
not yet. But I'm looking forward to it. I like everything I'm seeing online. I'm not going to spoil myself too hard because I did that to myself for like Endgame. But I really do want to see it.
You probably, honestly, because of the way it's made, you could probably pull off watching it with the 2-year-old. Because I got through one episode with my son, and he kind of was like, he didn't like yell at me for Blippi. He was glued enough. He was glued enough to watch it where I got through one episode at least, and he enjoyed it. So you might be able to. So
he enjoyed it. My 2-year-old loved Clone Wars, like the cartoon. And so
you're so lucky.
Yeah, he was down for it. So that would be pretty rad. Yeah, I'll see what he's up to tomorrow.
Yeah, I look forward to when he gets a little older, and then we can start trying to watch the older ones. That'll be fun.
It'll be good.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Also, on December 12th, I don't know if you guys know this, but the VGA Video Game Awards just happened.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they were on YouTube. They were live on YouTube. We all missed it because we're old and adults and we have busy lives. And I actually remembered it, and I took the notes down. I took the time and I wrote the winners. If you guys want to hear the winners real quick.
Sure.
I'll start off with the lower genres. So the best VR game won was Batman Arkham Shadow.
Ooh, okay. I want to try that.
Best sports racing game is EA Sports FC 25. Don't know what that is. Best score / soundtrack was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Best performance was Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I don't know if you guys know anything about that game, but it's one to definitely check out. It's one of those diamond in the roughs. Also, the best debut indie game was this game called Balatro, 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 and that got a couple rewards. I didn't not note down all the rewards. I just did the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Best action / adventure game. Check this out: Astrobot on PS5, exclusive game on PS5. Best community support game is Baldur's Gate 3. Best fighting game. For those of you that are ready for this, Tekken 8 is the best fighting game of the year.
Is there even any other fighting games anymore? Does anybody make fighting games anymore?
Yeah, no, there's Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 225.
Yeah, whatever. Some people some people that's what there's some big EA Sports going on with fighting games. Best family game, Astrobot again. Best RPG. So I never heard of this game. I've seen ads for it and stuff. It's called Metaphor Refantasio. Don't know what that is. That's the best RPG game for the year. Best action game.
Baldur's Gate didn't win that, really?
No, but it was up against that too. I saw what it was
strange.
The nominees. Best action game. You'll be surprised in a couple what I'm about to announce. Best action game is Black Myth Wukong.
Okay.
Saw that happening.
Yeah, that was a good game. That looks like a good game. Most anticipated game is GTA 6 for obvious reasons.
Which is it's never coming out.
Yeah, it'll never come out.
Part will get GTA 6.
Me and Corey will. Best multiplayer game, Helldivers 2.
Really?
Yep. Best esports game is League of Legends.
Okay.
I'm not surprised by that. Best ongoing game. This surprised me because I thought for sure Fortnite would get the best ongoing game, but Helldivers 2 got the best ongoing game. Best adaptation was Fallout, and the player's choice for best game was Black Myth Wukong. And what the VGAs gave for the game of the year was Astrobot again.
Okay. Bunch of games I've never heard of or played, but okay.
Names.
A couple of those look really cool, but I'm surprised Scrabble isn't like anywhere in there at all.
Words with Friends is not in there, Charles. I'm sorry.
Messed up. I was really excited for the new Uno game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Uno revamped.
Oh man,
Uno right back at you.
that's the tagline.
Now I know, Corey. You said you're really busy. Are there any games that you're currently playing right now?
I am replaying a good bit of is a Digimon game. It's Digimon Survive.
Digimon Survive.
So a lot of the games I play, I like to just turn off my brain, and grinding is the easiest way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll like throw on a jrpg and just spend like 3 hours leveling up like the most terrible characters into like these beast monsters. And so right now, yeah, that's what I've been playing. Digimon Survive, and I'm enjoying it.
All right.
Is that on iOS?
That's a stream. It's on Steam.
Oh, it's on Steam. Okay, it got some good reviews. Wow.
Well, yeah.
Oh, all the Digimon JRPGs lately have been awesome. Because I beat all the original ones for like the PS1 and through like the PS3, and they're not that great. They don't explain jack squat. Some of them, like, you got to clean up Digimon poop, and that's not the most exciting thing to do.
Like a Tamagotchi.
Digimon World 1, you have to clean up Agumon's crap. And it gets to be a slog.
So I know Pardo had told me you're like a big Marvel fan. So you're not. So I take it you're not playing Marvel Rivals currently.
I am not for any reason. Like, it's just not currently on my. I have so many games like in my backlog right now that
I feel it.
Like, dude, it's hard to find the time to jump into it. I still got so many. Like, I'm a retro player, so I like do a lot of PSP. A lot of like games from 10, 15 years ago. And that's how I get my enjoyment. So it's very rare that I'm going to jump on a new game, whether it be just like balls to the wall, awesome sauce, or, a crap game.
Yeah. And so I mentioned this in our first episode about gaming, and I actually have it on Steam. I've been playing it kind of on and off. Chrono Triggers. Have you played that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. It was on Steam for I think it was on sale during Black Friday for like $2.
Oh wow.
Definitely a buy. That was definitely a good buy. It's a great game.
Still got the OG one for like the PS1, like some of the older ones. Like, if no one really knows, Pardo and I like lived in Japan for a good while there, and I used to raid the Japanese game stores, like all the vintage games. Like, I got all the vintage, like talking about Digimon, I got all the Digimon worlds, like vintage, still in case. I got a bunch of like the OG Game Boy Pokemon games. And yeah, I definitely bought Chrono Trigger and definitely emulated it onto my PSP while I was living out there.
That's pretty cool. One of my bucket list trips.
I regret, so I spent a lot of my time in the haunch. It's pretty much like the bar scene when I was in Japan. And
No way,
right? I totally regret not taking advantage of being in Japan, checking out anime stores. And I did go, remember I was dating that chick Samantha. We went to the Pokemon Center in Shibuya. That was pretty dope.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, I've been to there a couple times. Yeah, you were one of the people in the infamous haunch. I remember that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's been infamous a couple times in the United States and Japan, all over the place.
That's why I'm his hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Otto, you are my hero, and I am your father.
So are you a comic book collector as well?
Yeah. Lately, I've kind of like calmed down because my collection was just getting out of hand. I was getting too many singles without actually completing any of the runs. So like, stop. Most recent run completing it was the Power Rangers comic book. And yeah, if no one's read it, do it. What are you doing with your life? Come on, 90s babies out there.
Lord Draken, right?
Lord Draken, dude.
I have a toy of him right up there.
I have the helmet. I got to, after Lord Draken came out, I got to meet Jason David Frank.
Oh, no way.
I got to meet him a couple times. He was a very nice man.
That's the Green Ranger, by the way, for those of you watching.
Green, original white. Yeah. Probably the most legendary face of the whole like Power Rangers mythos was that guy.
Yeah.
And he was basically like the Atlas, like holding together the fans for it. And yeah, they redid it. They made up a comic book storyline. He produced the short that came out for Lord Draken, his introduction.
I saw that. That was dope.
So
where he was up on the moon in Rita's tower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking badass.
Like, it's just so good. And it sucks that we don't have to get into the craziness that happened toward his last couple of years. But he actually wanted everything to be scrubbed. He wanted it gone. Apparently, Image or Bandai pissed him off, and he's just like, I own everything. Like, you have to get rid of this character. And they actually murdered him in the lamest way possible. And the Draken character. And we all know what happened to JDF.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, fantastic storyline. I collected all the books. I have some of the volumes, some of the really nice collector's editions, like above my closet. You can't see it, but I have some of the key issues on my wall. Like, I am a diehard Power Ranger fan. And that's what I've been collecting as far as comic books. But I do dabble in like DC, the Absolute storyline. Everybody was talking smack about Giant Batman, but it's dope, man. Like, Absolute Batman's really good. Like,
wait. Give me some. What do you mean, Giant Batman?
So if you have not seen this Goliath of a Batman, he looks like he ate all of Popeye's spinach and is just and like ready to spank anyone. He's not like a billionaire. He's just like this everyday like dude with like a freaking engineering degree. But he's like jacked to the nines, and he's like 7 foot tall. And like his emblem is just like this big like chunky bat cookie that he takes off and like uses a battle axe. It's insane.
What is that one called? Is it? I've never heard of that one.
Absolute Batman. Yeah, there's a new storyline. They kind of redid all the key characters and stuff like that, and like it's just another reboot. But they changed up pretty much everybody's power. Like, again, Wonder Woman is like the Xena warrior princess, like even more, but she's got like sweet Celtic tattoos all over her arms and stuff. And
you sounded like Arnold there.
That's all I like, the voices from like the comics. That's all I do. It's just like Batman sounds like that Wonder Woman. And then like Superman looks like he's got emo hair. So he's just like, he talks like Broly from Dragon Ball Abridged. Yeah. What's your power level?
I never watched the Dragon Ball Abridged. I need to get on that.
Slap in the base, man.
Can we ask him a couple of questions?
Yeah, go ahead. So just so we know, Charles is a resident like comic book, like he's the Batman.
I enjoy
fan.
it. Yeah, I love reading detective comics and everything. Who's your favorite and your least favorite comic book?
Favorite comic book series was Invincible.
Okay.
By Robert Kirkman. It's fantastic. It's really good. They made a animated series that actually did it justice. I remember when they put out an audio play about it from MTV. I was all about that. And then my least favorite, that is a toughie, because if it just kind of stinks, I just jump right off of it pretty soon. Oh, man. I'm trying to like look around my bookshelf in the background. I would probably say anything Harley Joker, anything Harley Joker. Cannot stand it. I hate toxic. I hate them trying to embrazen toxic romance, and that there's some storylines that are just like, come on, man. We've slipped so far away from the epicness that was the 90s Batman cartoon that kind of like showed off like Joker and Harley when they originally incepted. Like, I can't remember if it's like Toxic Love or whatever like that. But we slipped into like romanticizing. I'm like, man, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Does the artist for the comic book have an impact on you reading it, or do you just read it for the actual storylines?
Yes. Art and story is like, to me, it's interconnected. Like, you have sweet visuals, but a cruddy storyline. Like, there's nothing really there. I read a lot of international stuff too, and there's like a Korean book. I can't remember what it is, but it's all flashy, no substance. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right, can we just do something real quick? I'm going to start with you, Charles, and then Richard can go, and then Shankovich, you can go, and then I'll end it. Name your favorite comic book character. Go ahead, Charles.
Oh, Batman.
I was going to say that was easy.
Richard.
Wolverine. Before the shows, way before. I'm talking like comic book,
we
Saturday
know.
morning cartoons, not this
we're not
bullshit.
We're not talking about MCU or anything. We're just talking comic book character.
Yes, since I was a kid. It's kind of half and half with him and Punisher.
Okay. And for me, Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. Speaking of like when we were a kid, that was the first comic book I ever read. Was the issue right after his girlfriend was snapped in half and put into a fridge. I was 8. And that's like, I'm like, I need to read more of this. That's where the old joke about fridging came from. How every masculine character has a sad backstory, usually their loved one that passes away. That's called fridging, from that issue from the 90s. Yeah, like one of the bad guys from the DC mythos was like hunting the Power Ring right after like Hal Jordan had, spoilers, anybody that hadn't read a 30-year-old comic book or something like that. Hal Jordan went crazy, killed a bunch of people, became Parallax, killed all the Green Lanterns, and a ring flew off into the ether with one of the last Guardians, and it found this grungy kid in the alley just right out of a Nine Inch Nails concert, and he obtained the Power Ring. And he started having fun with his girlfriend. It was all cool. And he's like, oh, I can do anything because I'm an artist and I'm super cool. And then his girlfriend gets murdered and he joins the DC Justice League, and still sticks in my head. Just straight up killed a lady. Okay.
Wow.
Crazy.
I thought when we were in the Navy, you were into Deadpool.
I love Deadpool. I almost owned the first appearance. It popped up before Ryan Reynolds got his pretty hands on it. I almost bought the issue for like $16 on eBay, and I just didn't do it because we had no place to store it. I was living overseas. But I read all the 90s stuff. Talk about bad writing. There you go. None of the charm from like the early 2000s and like the 2010s. It's just like, this dude's big, and sometimes he has funny quips.
Yeah. Reneth the Wicked says Gambit's his favorite, and then I am also a Batman fan.
What kind of Batman? Like what Batman are we talking about? Like what's the storyline?
Batman in general. Just I like that. You know, he's the detective. He's not really a freaking superhero, and that's what everybody says about Batman. But I really do like that about him, and that's just like the best fucking thing ever.
Don't need superheroes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is kind of a superhero. Nobody's got the money and technology that Batman has.
Yeah, I guess he's a superhero.
He's hella smart. I mean, he can outsmart pretty much everybody. So I mean,
he's third greatest intellect in the DCU. I think it's up there. Like, he gives Lex Luthor a run for his money. It's like Mr. Terrific, Batman, and Lex Luthor.
Yeah. So he's got that. So I guess he is kind of like a superhero, because if you had all those things, you'd be unstoppable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He is a superhero. You're right. But like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
More of the average side. Okay, so let's go into. You guys ready for the Pardo's Pound Round?
I guess let's do Pardo's Pound Round.
Teasing me with this.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into
Pardo. I feel like you should buy us dinner before we do the Pound Round, but go ahead.
Oh, dinner? Oh no, you don't need dinner. We just go in.
Okay.
Pardo Pound Round.
Going in dry, boys. Come on.
All right, so this is gonna be the holiday special Pound Round, and we'll do a timer. Originally, I wasn't gonna do a timer just because I wasn't gonna do it, but we can do one. We're gonna do one for a minute 30. So I'm gonna name off a name of a movie. All three of you guys can go in order or answer all at the same time. Say yes, no, or I don't know what it is. If you don't know what it is, I will paraphrase it. And then that's my version, my synopsis of the movie or show. This time it'll be movies. And they're all going to be controversial Christmas movies.
Okay.
So is the movie I bring up a Christmas movie? Yes, no, or I don't know what it is. All right.
So we're answering if it is a Christmas movie?
You're answering yes, it is a Christmas movie, or no, it isn't, or I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll start with the most controversial ones. Ready? I'm going to start the timer. Die Hard.
Yes.
Okay. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say maybe. It was more like a Halloween movie. But go ahead.
Gremlins.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
No.
Yes.
I agree. Frozen series.
No.
No. Do they even celebrate Christmas in there?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's because it's in a snowy scene. The people think it is. A movie called Krampus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Little Women.
No.
I have no idea.
It's a no. Trust me.
Okay. So I'm like, I haven't seen any of the Little Women's.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
No.
No, I don't feel like it is.
No? Okay. I thought I say yes. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
Yes.
Richard said no. Catch Me If You Can
Never seen it.
with Jim Carrey, and he's like
Isn't
running
Catch Me If You
away
Can
from-
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. My bad.
Jim Carrey.
I'd say no.
Okay.
I don't even remember
Some white
Christmas.
guy.
I don't even remember Christmas in that.
It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. End of Days.
Never saw it.
It's
No
with
idea.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there's a devil that comes up during Christmas time, and he has to have sex with a girl
And yes.
to make the end of the world happen.
I have never heard of that
They
movie.
came up with Santa Claus.
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Watch it; it's pretty good. It happens during Christmas time. I say no.
Okay.
Though. Groundhog Day.
No.
No. It's
No.
Groundhog's Day. That's its own holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say too. Goodfellas.
God, no.
There's Christmas in it, but it's not
Yeah.
about Christmas.
There's Christmas in it. Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
No.
No, just because Santa Claus jumps in there just to say hi, I'm going to say no.
Love Actually.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I don't know what that is.
So a whole bunch of
it's-
celebrities and they're falling in love during Christmas time.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Well,
yes.
maybe. Yeah.
Liam Neeson's in it, and he's like the main character. Anyway, Into the Spider-Verse. We ran out of time like 30 seconds ago, but that's okay.
No.
No.
That's the end of the Pardos Pound Round. That's it. Holiday special.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, good job. You did it.
Welcome to Pound Town.
We got pounded.
we did. We got Pardo pounded.
Check your butts.
That was good.
All right. And so, do you have any questions for us?
Sure. So I do a bunch of radio stuff, right? I got to, be in the studio for a certain time. I'm very regimented for how long I can talk. With free form like media, how much prep work do you guys actually do before you jump on a stream? Do you just fly by the seat of your pants, just pull up stuff from like Google as you go along? Or like straight up you just wing it?
I throughout the day, throughout the week, I think we got our schedule down a little more solid now. 9 o'clock's work for us now. So as throughout the weekend, I'm thinking of stuff while I'm doing my 9 to 5. It's not really 9 to 5, but my full-time job. And throughout the week, I'm writing down notes. If I think of something and I know, that'll be good for the podcast, I throw it in. Or if it's not even for this podcast or a future podcast, so I do kind of somewhat prepare. Like, hey, we can throw this in and we can fill in here for this and stuff like that. But like as far as writing it all down, I kind of do it the day of, like I did today, and throw everything that I've had in my phone notes and kind of just do my own little reorder it and kind of flow it in with the system that Strict Nine's put together.
Oh, for the
Very
outline?
nice.
Yeah. So I come from a film video background, and so for me, I pre-production is like my everything. I can't do anything. Like I'm not going to go out with my camera and just shoot stuff because I'll be there all day. I need shot lists and I need all these things. So when it came to this, basically I did the outline for me and Pardo. So that way we always had a plan. We have a group text. The three of us basically talk the entire week.
We literally do.
Yeah. And just like for this episode today, we've been talking about just stuff back and forth. And then like, because when he mentioned you, obviously me and Charles don't know anything about you. So we had to like look you up basically to figure out, what we can ask you, what we should ask you.
They were giving me so much shit for not knowing what you do and all sorts of things, by the way.
Again,
be fair. Yeah. We hadn't, Pardo and I haven't talked since the Navy.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like 14. It's been 14 years. I don't know what the guy does. I didn't even know he had a kid until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, I think Pardo maybe thought we were on the offensive, but we were just asking questions because we were just like, what are we going to do?
I was making it funny.
Like I have notes that I have written down, and then I have a on my other screen here, I have stuff that's up. But yeah, I think we just kind of plan it out throughout the week. We don't ever, the first 2 episodes, total seat of our pants. 100%. The first and the second episode.
We bullshit. You talked about bullshit. You talked about bullshit. We bullshitted for sure.
We had kind of a plan. We had like vague questions, but we definitely had the outline. The outline was there.
There's a certain art like that I found to bullshitting. Like there's something wonderful about like the improv of it, especially like you guys are a group. You can like play off each other so well. Like I've watched some of the episodes. And
we have a lot of good chemistry. We have really, really good chemistry, I feel like.
You need it, like, because I have to make things interesting by myself on air. You know how lame that is? Just some white guy like mansplaining stuff all the time.
I was really excited to have you two guys, come with someone, professional background of, working professionally and like, I know it's a radio show, but it's still, you're broadcasting. You're pretty much streaming.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like you're playing video games, but you're still it's like the same kind of thing that we're doing.
I have to make entertainment for
4
hours a day. Yeah. And I never thought of myself as like, I don't go with the moniker of influencer. So I have such a deep like connection, like line in the sand from like, it's your boy Corey on the radio between me and like my actual stuff I do from like my own, like I don't have a radio Instagram. I don't really have any social media that like throws to my actual life because I wanted that hard divide. Like I started radio when I was like in my late 20s. I wasn't going to go out and like be the guy on the street at the bar. So it was just like, let me throw a hard. Yeah, I could have seen Pardo. We'd be like, oh my God, it's like the haunch again.
I'll get flashbacks. I swear I would.
You see like a Filipino lady and you're just like, oh.
Maganda ka. That means you're cute.
Oh, jeez.
I already know that one.
I just buy extra drinks.
I just check the email and show up, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, me and Pardo are the only ones that stream, but I found that streaming is like it's the same thing when you're by yourself. If it's just me by myself, it's a lot different. That's why we decided to do this. Charles has always kind of joined us for games and stuff when we stream, but he's never really been like a part of it like he is now. And so like I think now it's just easier because we have each other to not have that dead. Just like, you're just gaming, staring at the screen.
It's always fun to piggyback on somebody.
Yeah.
Like piggyback off of somebody. If someone makes a flub, you can josh around with them for that. You can do all kind of stuff. And it's also like your friends, you can have good references and be able to pull those out. You always have good entertainment that way. And then sometimes someone says something off the wall and you're just like, what did you just say? And those are always fun to like do in the moment, especially if you have an audience. So I'm very interested in streamers and how they do it to just be fresh, man, to roll in there. Because, dude, I'm going to work in like sweatpants, like, and
I'm wearing sweatpants right now.
I'm not looking presentable. I work with people who, when I was like, man, you got a face for radio, and it's like, yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say, I think I heard the phrase. It's like somebody said you have a radio quality face or whatever it is.
A face ready for radio.
I'm not saying that about you, but I don't think that's a saying.
No, it's definitely a saying. Yeah.
I feel like Charles has a voice for radio. What do you think?
I feel like Charles does have a voice for radio.
Okay. Well, actually, now let's hear your tagline. Okay, do you have one in your mind? Like, this is Charles.
You're putting him on the spot.
Come on, you gotta do it. This is all about the improv.
Yeah, give him one, and then he can say it.
This is the hustle. Signing off.
That's good. That's fantastic. Like, everybody has a radio voice. Like, you don't just talk what you're saying thing. You got to keep bombastic. You got to go in there. Like, mine is a little bit higher. Like, mine is like, I get into it. I'm just like, it's your boy Corey on the radio playing all the songs you need to listen to right now because I'm forcing you to do it.
And I don't like these songs.
And yeah, well, I don't say that on air. Like, dude, because I'm a country radio host, I got to talk about like sports. And I don't know jack shit about sports. Come on, guys. For real.
Oh, Charles is your man to go to for sports.
Totally.
Oh, by the way-
I could bring up all the scores right now
Yeah.
of all the sports balls.
All the sports balls. Like, so it's mostly like I read like the first 3 paragraphs of like an article, and that's all I talk about. Like, I don't know anything. Like, there's like a bunch of football references. I'm like, they touchdowned it. And people are like, you must know everything. It's like, nope, not a sports journalist. Not doing that.
Hey, Corey, were you there when we went to Thailand?
No, that was the one right before I got on the boat. So that was whenever y'all out for that one. I got all the stories though.
Oh, you.
How someone almost bought a monkey. A lady tried to sell their baby. Someone.
Oh no, he glitched.
It was me.
No, he glitched.
I was like, not again.
We lost you. We lost you.
Back. Yeah, I saw it flick out. I was like, where did everybody go? So y'all heard that? Did you hear the rocket launcher cow?
No, we heard buy a monkey, and then that was it.
Yeah, someone tried to buy a monkey. It did not work out. They were instantly told by their friends to not do that. Some lady tried to sell a baby to one of our shipmates, and then someone blew up a cow with a rocket launcher.
I heard that one. I don't buy it. I don't believe that one. I don't believe that one.
I've seen the videos. It wasn't probably them, but I know they do it.
Just so everybody knows, right now I'm in the edited version. I'm playing a cow get shot by a rocket launcher. It's happening, and it is cartoon.
With your job, do you feel like it's more restricted from you not being able to pick your own music, or do you feel like that's kind of like somebody else did your homework and it's like I could just kind of do my thing?
I feel like it's they give me free reign. At first, they had a bunch of like stuff that they wanted me to do, but I
know we lost him again.
My internet went to him.
Yeah, you gave him the
damn drones.
I know, right? I like doing things my way. I had a very strict guideline whenever I first started up. They wanted me to do it a certain way, and I'm too long-winded. Like, I like bullcrapping too much. I like bullshitting. So I always went over. And after they started looking at the metrics, seeing how popular my segments were, they just like do whatever you want. So as long as I play to kind of the ball game of how long I have to write. So I have to, usually it's around like 40 to 60 seconds, the big breaks. And I usually go over like a minute 20 because I can't just stuff it in there. I got too much to say. So I like doing like flying by that freedom of being able to make bigger content, which you guys can do. You know, you don't have to stick to like a 10-second little clip of like, coming up next, Dolly Parton, where she killed a man. Like
that would be our social media posts. That's kind of that, kind of like that, which we hate doing. We hate doing.
Yeah, promoting the podcast is such work.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I just take the clips that we already that are already like it's part of what we're doing, and then you just repost it. Like I'll be posting the comment about the rocket launcher and probably on all social media platforms later this week.
But you do a lot of work with add-ins and everything like that, and like visual effects on the actual thing, and then you guys have both been getting together and making like actual videos and stuff on the side as well. So you guys have been doing a lot.
Yeah. So Renif mentioned the clips with your daughter, Pardo. I can tell you right now, I absolutely love all of those videos. I think that is the best thing that you've done on your social media.
Thank you.
And just because her little voice is so cute, but then just the whole dynamic between you and her, I think it's adorable. I think it's really good. So I think you should definitely keep doing that.
I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I streamed a Christmas parade earlier today too.
I know I missed it. What did you said you did something for me, I don't know.
I was going to. My daughter was being a punk ass, and she didn't want to co-host with me. So I wanted her to be my co-host. I'm gonna say sorry. I was gonna say sorry, Strict Knives, but I found my co-host for tonight's parade, and she was supposed to be my co-host, but she got all shy and
hey, she can take my place anytime, dude. I'm fine with that. She can.
I have two of those little mics, those little portable mics, and she wanted.
She should have done it.
Yeah, I don't know. She was busy running around with her niece and stuff. And
her niece? How old is she? She
has a niece. Yeah.
What?
Family dynamics are weird, guys.
Yes, this is a modern family right now. We're talking about
8-year-olds can have nieces too.
That's funny. He freeze again?
Yeah, he froze again.
I keep freezing. What is going on with these Louisiana internet connections? let me know whenever y'all want to get into Pardo stories, because I've got some.
But out in the bayou.
Give us your best one. Go ahead and give us your best one.
Okay, so
Oh, goodness gracious.
do we want to go a drunken Pardo story or just a sweet salt of the earth Pardo story? Because I got those in spades.
There's some dirt.
Drunken definitely.
Drunken,
Okay.
definitely. I want to hear how stupid I used to be.
So there was one instance where we were docked in port, right? And I think there was either someone pissed somebody off, or we're having an international incident, or there was a giant typhoon heading our way and we had to get out of Dodge quick. One of the jobs that we had was to anchor in and anchor out. We'd drop the anchor and our team would pull it out. And we had like taken the mooring. So that's all the rope that keeps us logged in. Pardo was still so drunk that early morning. Like, we weren't expected to leave. We still had a full day. Like, this dude had time to sleep it off, but he got slammered the night before. And they were like, Pardo, get out of here. Get out of here, Rack. Come on. And so he's just like, so like, full on, like, this dude was barely even cognizant. Full on simple man strength. Just started like pulling the ropes by himself. Like, full on drunken Hulk. It was wonderful. It was like a bronze angel Hercules combined. It was amazing.
I remember the mooring lines. That's when I used to be buff.
Dude had man boobs, but like all muscle, nipple rings and everything. It was crazy.
Oh God, yeah, I remember the nipple rings.
I imagine so. You had to get to that.
Did you get him in Thailand by chance?
I did not. I got him in Japan.
Oh, there you go.
Speaking of, like, there, he's the guy that brought me to my first tattoo appointment.
I did.
He was the first man I ever fell asleep on his shoulder after like a tiring day. Like, we were sitting down and like we had like maybe 15 minutes of break before we had to jump back into it. And like, I'm like freaking dying. I'm just this freaking skinny kid. And he's like, dude, just lay your head right here. Come on, bud. I was like, what? He's like, come on, just lay your head right here. I won't disturb you. Like that, with that soft, and like put my head on his shoulder, passed out. I'm like, this is like.
There was a picture of that, by the way.
heaven.
There was a picture of that. I think Sam had a picture of that.
I bet that was floating around. Like, I tell my wife that story all the time. She asked me about sea stories, and I was like, well, I fell asleep on a chocolate man's shoulder once. And
Is that the sweetest story about Pardo?
there's been tons of times where this cat was just the sweetest. Like,
Oh, goodness.
like, I'm not even talking about the time he kissed another guy. I'm talking about like
Oh God, you heard about that?
there's multiple times, because I saw the one time that happened.
Why don't I have my voice mod going?
Hey boys,
Yeah, hey boys.
No.
good times, good times.
That's funny. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to Pardo, do you think?
Man, I don't know. I never really got to see him totally just like embarrass himself. There was a couple times where like we were painting a ship and he got stuck. But
Wait, where did I get stuck at?
forget where it was. It was just like Pardo's like, were you one of the people that like climbed onto the anchor and just like hung on to it for a good while? Yes, they did this. Yeah.
When it was on the barge, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's hardcore, guys. He got a tattoo on his hand. Bosun made for life.
Bosun made for life. I actually,
That's actually I was about to say, that's actually a tramp stamp. It was Bosun made for life. I saw that
it
one.
is Bosun's mate life for life. Yep.
Right above his butt crack. It was amazing.
Nice. That's where it belongs.
Exactly.
That's some funny stuff.
MetaQuest S3 or the 3S.
I do want because I want to play Batman.
It's-
We talked about that in the beginning.
It's the cheapest VR set out, and it's like the most popular too.
Mhm.
So that was on the tech
Didn't you
guide
just
list
sell
as
it?
well.
You had one though.
I had the Steam Index, Valve Index. I had the Valve Index, and I sold it because it's not worth $1,000. It's worth like maybe
$299.
$400. Yeah, $299. Three
MetaQuest 3.
years.
So you could be Batman.
I have a question. What is your handle? Where did you get that name? Or where did you come up with that from?
Shankovich. So there is the old Dave Chappelle skit where it's him and Wayne Brady. And I was in middle school. And this line where it's like, does Wayne Brady have to shank a bitch? And
And he actually came on the show. He actually came on the show too. I remember that.
Oh, it cut out again.
Oh yeah, he froze.
where like whenever gamer tags and aim was a thing, that became my handle and it stuck with me for like the last friggin' 15, 20 years.
I got you. Does Wayne Brady got a shaker bitch? I remember that.
That's funny.
People thought it was like a One Piece reference. It's not. It's a Wayne Brady reference for everybody.
When Pardo was telling, when we were, because we go over the show in the afternoon before every episode, and we were kind of walking through how we were going to set up the intro today, and he started saying those names, and I was like, yeah, you can do all that. I don't know what you're saying. I was like, you can bring him in because I don't know what that means. I couldn't even understand.
That's
it.
okay.
Shake a bit.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like a Modern Warfare 2, running around with just a knife reference or anything like that.
No, I was a really skinny kid whenever I was younger, but like the bigger cats that I hung out with, they would always mess with me and like push me into lockers. And after a while, I figured if I just did this with my thumb, like just like kind of braced it against my fist, and I stuck them in the kidney, they would hurt a lot, and they stopped messing with me. And that's another thing where that like name came from. Like, he keeps shaking me in class.
That's awesome. If you're getting picked on,
Shake a bitch.
And then it just goes on the humor. Yeah, you stab a person with a thumb, they're gonna chill. You hit them in like the fat meat of their calf.
That's true.
I'd like trash talk me. I would just annihilate them because I was quick on my feet.
You got to be, especially I grew up in New York. I don't know if you know that.
You did? Did you really?
Yeah, you caught me. Strict Nines grew up in New York, and yeah.
I was like, I don't remember you on the block, Pardo.
You got to be quick on your feet.
You gotta have those smarts, boys. You gotta be smart out here. No, I'm from like backwoods. I'm like a public school kid. So it's like, I was a white kid out of like, 50,
Louisiana.
Yeah, Latin American, all that stuff here. So like, generic cookie cutter Southern white guy. I kind of had to like get that humor down, get everybody else's humor so I can fit in with everybody.
Yeah. I see you lost a lot of your Louisiana accent. When you were in the Navy, you had a thicker, like, Acadian accent.
Acadian accent?
Yeah. Acadian accent.
To be fair, I did it for y'all, though. Like, that's something I still have, the y'all. I used to do that because y'all wanted me to.
It was awesome.
Y'all would always giggle whenever I dropped into, like, my
awesome.
Baseless Louisiana accent.
When you get to the Bayou talk.
Nice.
Do you guys play Smash Brothers? No. I have played Smash Brothers, but I don't play it.
I used to play it a lot. I won 2 tournaments.
Ooh.
Nice. They let us, and before they stopped letting us bring in the GameCube controllers, because that would be my main. I would just bring my own GameCube controller and play Melee and Brawl, and I would sweep. Main being Luigi.
Too.
Oh,
Melee.
Yeah.
Wasn't Melee the second one?
Yeah, it was regular in 64, Melee, Brawl, and then whatever the newest one is. I can't quite remember.
I think we have.
I stopped playing it.
We have it here for the Switch, but I don't play. Smash Brothers is one of the very few games that everyone I know played, and I refuse to play it because I hate it. Like, I don't like it. I think I don't like the feel. I'll play any other fighting game. That one was just the one I didn't like. I've seen too many people get into fights and throw controllers. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not playing that.
Yeah, I definitely saw that at some tournaments.
Yeah, but Soul Calibur, we spent a good many drunken nights playing Soul Calibur.
I played Soul Calibur
in our 20s.
Yeah,
Kilik, motherfucker, Kilik.
Oh yeah, with the staff.
The staff. What do you miss about the Navy? Mayhem 7 says.
That's easy. The camaraderie, the friends.
The friends for me too as well.
Japan's awesome. The living in Japan was cool. It was the command that sucked for us, but the friendship that Pardo reached out to me and to like talk, and we hadn't talked in like 15 years. And I was instantly like, I want to figure out how this guy has been since I have not spoken to him. That you're not going to have that in a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah. 100%.
That's awesome. Hope you guys keep in touch too. You guys are both cool.
Thanks.
Wait, Soul Calibur had Geralt from The Witcher?
Yeah, I think one of the newer Soul games had Geralt. There was a few back that had like Yoda and like
that was the last year they were good.
Vader.
It was based on what system you played. So if you played it on Xbox you had
it was Vader.
No, Xbox was Spawn, and then PlayStation was the guy from Tekken. And I believe if you had it on GameCube, it was Link. And then 4 came out, and that had the Vader, and then it just went to shit after that. 3 was cool. You used to be able to make your own character and give it whatever weapons you wanted. So that's what we did.
The reboot.
Yeah, the reboot's caca. Nobody played that one.
All right, if you guys don't have any more questions, I think we can come to a close.
All right. Well, before we go, once again, if you guys ever want to catch us live, we are here every Sunday night at 8. Well, today was 8:30, but it's normally 9 p.m. We do the show live, and then we post every video every Friday on my YouTube channel. Link is in the bio. If you normally, after the podcast, me and Pardo both stream games, and Charles will normally hang out with us. So you can stick around for streams after every show. And then Corey, it was awesome to have you here today. Do you want to plug any of if anybody's watching in your hometown?
Fantastic timing. Totally froze up on me just now.
Did you hear what I said?
I did. I don't think he heard what you said.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I just said you've been an awesome guest. We would like to have you again back in the future. And is there anything that you want to plug? I know you don't do social media or anything like that, but
No, listen to these guys. They're fun. If you have not seen any of the visual gags that they've done for a lot of the starting videos, it is so much fun to watch. And I definitely recommend listening to the show. I mean, I got to spend the last hour and change with them, and I've had such a great time. So if you're not listening, you're missing out on a bunch of good content. But yeah, I'm not gonna drop the radio station because I said some very defamatory stuff about it. It was a pleasure hanging out with you cats this evening.
Yeah, yes. For sure. And then if you guys, I'm going to go offline, and then I'm going to get back on.
Before you go, Pardo, there's one thing that Charles, he has to tell us before we go.
Oh, what is it, Charles?
That I have not received an email yet from anybody, but we do have an email. It's PS. We have a podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, so
Nobody sent anything.
So if you want to be a guest, or you want to ask us questions, or you just want to tell Charles how handsome he is, make sure you email him and give him that information. He will email you back immediately.
Compliment that head of hair. Glorious.
Yeah, it is glorious. And also for the viewers out there, always remember ABC, always be cute, baby. Have a good night.
Goodbye, everybody.
Game over, man.